Hey everyone, just doing some figure drawing today. As usual, just gonna get the overall idea of this shape we're looking at. I'm not gonna put up the references on the screen just because I don't want YouTube to be mad at me. But the reference I'm gonna be using is of the model, I think Kaisia is how you say it, from Bryce Cameron Liston's Patreon. I'll put a link in the description. But the way I'm drawing can be used with any reference you're using. Let me just concentrate for a second. I'll just get this big shape in. Always just using big straight lines to find out where we're going here. Just helps kind of make it so things aren't confusing as we're working. If something looks complicated, just break it down to an easy shape. Square, triangle, something else. I always start off the drawing, I think, much bigger, and then I tend to kind of to fix stuff. I kind of tend to crop inwards. See how I'm getting kind of. You see me marking out proportions. Like I know where that knee is. So to find out where the next knee is, I just follow the angle that I see in the reference, right? And I use it from my keyer as well. I see there's a gap, negative space here, so I'm using that angle to get to here. And where these lines here intersect, that's where the tip of that knee is. See, just through some simple shapes, we've already got the idea of where the figure is and how it's placed. But not overly committed where, like, if something's a bit off, we can't change it easily, right? Let me just, I'm gonna close the door beside me so we don't hear any traffic from outside. Right, I'm not gonna do lots with these figures, so I'm just gonna move on from where I am. Oh wait, let me just get where this hand is, or these hands are intersecting. When you got two hands kind of meeting up like this, I think it's easier to keep them in a one big shape. Like treat them as one unit instead of two hands. Okay, let's move on to our next figure. I'm still working from the same reference pack, so if you end up getting the Patreon, you'll be able to see it and follow along. The Patreon's very much worth it. It's very cheap, and you get very good reference photos. It might have this intersecting or going longer. See, like I had that original triangle shape, but I'm not, super committed to it. It's just a guideline for myself. You gotta see, I'm not, when you're drawing, you don't keep going over and over and over and over and over every line you're doing. Put it down once, twice, maybe 3 times, and then move on. I find a hand, like I'm holding it like this, but my movements are very exact looking is the only word I can think about. But a lot of times I'm using my elbow to draw. You can get kind of straighter and more controlled lines. Controlled, that's what I'm trying to think of. And don't worry about it getting unless that's your goal, but I'm not worried about getting it 100% exact here. Sometimes these figure sessions are just to get you comfortable drawing and kind of remind you of your own process. I think sometimes when you take a break from where's my eraser? When you take a break from drawing for a while, you just need to draw and remember kind of how you draw and how you approach the subject you're drawing. Because a lot of times that's kind of what we're building as artists. It's just an approach that we're comfortable with. It makes sense to us. Like a process that you trust, There's so many different ways of going about drawing something, but from studying and learning from other people, you kind of grab the little bits that you like. Okay, I think we got one more drawing to do here we can fit in. Always starting with a long gesture or shape to work with. That's what I like to do anyway. For now. Sometimes it's good to. Sometimes I will do the squiggly thing and do curves and really trying to find the flow of what's going on, but I like drawing like this too. I'm actually kind of doing it here by accident a little bit, but I suppose you know, use the tool for use whatever tool you need to find out what you're trying to do, right? To accomplish your task. This pose is just really, I don't know, curvy, very fluid. So I'm just kind of using those lines to represent that and help me follow where I'm going. Which can definitely produce different results. My proportions are going to be not as accurate as they have been, but maybe we'll get something that's a bit more fluid overall. I think I drew this pose before in another drawing, not on this channel, but in general, I think I've drawn this pose before. Just ran out of space for this foot a little bit. For sure. Okay, I think that's the 3 poses we're gonna do today. I hope kind of this simple method helps you kind of get to where you're going when you're sketching. I'm not exactly the fastest sketcher, especially when I go to those live drawing classes and they only have or like sessions where they're only like, you know, a minute or 2 per pose. I think that's when you have to bring in the fluidity. But I'm not the fastest at that. But I draw how I like, and that's okay. Right. I mean, if you wanted to also just to push this further, I think the next step would just be kind of giving yourself little markings to where the shadow and the form's turning. Right. It's a little bit of something to show that what you're drawing is 3-dimensional. Yeah, okay. Take care, guys. I'll see you in the next episode.